Hey everyone, my name's Walter and I'm back here to look into finishing this whole saga. I'll link to the playlist in the description, but we've been reading this really long letter that this guy wrote to a girl who absolutely hates his guts by this point. Let's get started with Nice Guy Stories from Reddit, 4 Years in Uni with Nice Guy, Part 11. I think he's still in the process of explaining her own relationship to her, so let's get started with the cringe. Someone needed to tell you the truth at least once. But I knew even with all that crap that made you super unhappy, you still tried your best for Elliot. If there is a single moment you would stop trying for that relationship, it would have ended immediately, but only you kept it going. You tried your best, like even if Elliot was into weird stuff, you tried it yourself, even if you thought it was weird yourself. For example, the gore porn crap. Ironically, you thought this was weird when I did the same and tried to play the same games as my friends did, like the Smite game. I didn't like that game, it was boring. Wait, so which friend was trying to play Smite with him? His mom or his cat? Elliot wasn't into gore porn. We both liked gore art at the time, and I had a character who in the story I made for him was a necrophiliac, but again, selective hearing. He thinks everything is just me being a naive little shit, being manipulated into trying to please people. A part of me thinks he needed to believe that, so he could convince himself he could have manipulated me into pleasing him. Everything that I liked, that he didn't want me to like, he just convinced himself I only did because I was forced to by someone. That's how he justifies fucking everything. Because you were my friend, I respected your choice and tried my best to support you, even though it did hurt me to see you so sad all the time. Considering your social skills, I do not believe you can distinguish facial expressions well. And that even your schoolwork and health were declining because of it. My health? I was sick because the Netherlands is windy as shit, and therefore fucking cold most of the goddamn time. I tried helping you with your schoolwork a lot, because you were falling behind. The fuck did you do? Also, I was falling behind because I am bad at time management in general. Because I had undiagnosed ADHD at the time. Got diagnosed this year, taking my meds like a good boy now. Also partially thanks to Elliot and my other friends. I would honestly have felt better if you dated someone else, not me in this example. Right, totally not you. But anyone else who would treat you better, who cared more for you too, and your problems, health, and school, and helped you with all that. But there I was, a fool trying to comfort you, trying my best to make you happy and support you, all in the name of friendship. Elliot did care about me and helped me with my health and school. You just didn't see that because that would mean she's better than you. Which is true, even now, despite us no longer being together. I feel like the author is alternating pronouns for this Elliot. Which is fine, of course, but it might be a little confusing for people reading or listening. Do you even realize that I had nothing to gain from all that and that I just wanted to help you? Even though it kind of killed me inside, but I decided to be your friend. Looking back, I actually think you went with Elliot because you were afraid of studying abroad at the school and connected yourself with a weird relationship with someone from America, where you actually know yourself that it will never work from the start and you secretly felt safe with it. I guess feeling safe in this way, where you don't have to think about life's chooses, is just important for you, even if it doesn't make you happy. Sure, long-distance relationships don't always work out, and I was aware of that possibility, but that didn't mean I wasn't willing to give it a try for someone I cared about a lot. People say that hindsight's 20/20, but with someone like Kevin, all this time does is give him a chance to make a bunch of shit up. Self-reflection? Not in this story, but he'll reflect on how everyone else was wrong. To substantiate this, you only had that relationship when you came to the school, because you were quite insecure, and again you want to feel safe. Too afraid to make real connections with people. You have said this to me on several occasions, that it makes you panic about trying to make connections with people in real life. Heck, you were already saying this back on the Soundwalk and many other times. I guess back then I still felt happy and proud that you trusted me as much as you did back then, because you said all those things and trusted me with that personal stuff about yourself. As long as you were with Elliot, I would have never tried anything with you because I cared about you as a friend. That is just how much I cared about our friendship and how much I cared about you. Again, this was not me trusting you, this was my bad oversharing habit, which is also part of my mental illness. Go figure. Yeah, it's a good thing she trusted him with all this, otherwise how could he send her trauma out to the whole class? I never said what I thought about this thing of what you call a relationship, since it was your choice and I simply supported you. Know this, seeing and hearing you cry over it all the time wasn't making things easier for me, but I did help you regardless. I never asked anything for all my help. Friends help each other, without asking for anything in return. That is just how friendships should be. You are saying it like I cried on your shoulder. You asked how things were going, every single day. We met, I said how things were going. Sure, I probably said a little too much because, again, oversharing, but I just answered your question. But you interpreting it as me crying about it is on you. Okay, that is the end of the relationship section, probably the most dubious part of the entire document. The next part is about where he thinks everything fell apart. Part 5, the 4th year, 2022. Our friendship was the only thing that made coming to that godforsaken school worthwhile, but even that turned out crap, and now I didn't even get a chance to stand with my classmates at the graduation show, the diploma photo, and end our time in a positive way. All that was taken away from me by you, and you even made it so that I couldn't do my end project because I had to go to the school commission and defend myself against a corrupt principal and manager. To show you what kind of pit you put me in with this corrupted dean, here are some articles for you to read in these links, especially the comments of other people. You can let the web browser translate the pages since it is in Dutch. Links have been removed since they are news articles about our school, which I am not exposing here. Here is the link to 2 WhatsApp conversations in that shit group that monster Cleo dictates. Link. Link is removed. The post will include the screenshots he also included in his long-ass class letter. I am the one person who never tried to influence you in any way. Sure, I tried sometimes to do some fun things with you, but I always asked you beforehand, and I never asked twice after you said no. Again, not true, you fucking liar. I always asked your opinion, and respected your boundaries. If you had, we might even still be talking today. I wanted you to think about your own decisions, and that you stood behind them. I truly liked you as a person, and I would never try anything to change that crazy side of you. That part of letting you think for yourself and being true to yourself was what I liked and what I encouraged. Sadly, you never learned anything from that encouragement, and never asked me questions yourself about any of it. No, you encouraged me to have new experiences I didn't want, so that I would be oh so happy to have tried it, and be grateful to you and give you a blowjob as a thank you, because I am just such a crazy, manic, pixie dream girl who is so quirky. Ooh. The truth is, I was an insecure introvert who didn't feel worthy of having boundaries respected, trying to just survive a university that had worse organization abilities than me, which is saying something. I always knew that when we left school, our friendship would diminish in time. This was my original plan, to just let this happen, but then he managed to push me so far that I had to do what I did just to have my peace. Yeah, I'm sure she gets this by now, but you can't just try to ignore a nice guy. They're very persistent when they latch on to someone. Obviously, considering he sent this 2 years after the last time he talked to her. But I always hoped when we would see each other a couple of years later, that it would be like we never left each other's company. Oh, no worries, I am much angrier at you now than I was back then, because it finally sank in just how disrespectful you were. So if we do see each other again, call an ambulance, but not for me. It surprised me that you couldn't handle my presence and became so emotional when you saw me. At some point I just saw you as my best friend and thought you didn't feel the same way I did, so I just tried to be the best friend possible. If this is how you treat your best friends, I am not surprised you have none. Another thing that was weird was how you unfriended me in such a cold way, so out of character. No, it was the first in-character thing I feel I have done in your presence. And I guess that also explains why you unfriended me in such a way, instead of just letting things end normally, like after we were done with school, or talk it out with me. It was really weird and it didn't make any sense back then to me. Even to the point of avoiding to have talk things out together, even if a teacher would be present. Does Kevin think that in the future when a woman goes to get a restraining order against him that the cops are going to sit there and make her hash it out with her stalker? No, they just say leave her alone, you creepy asshole. That you just can't handle seeing me, kind of proof it, that you do have feelings for me. Herg. But simply don't know what to do with them. I feel stupid now, that I never saw that you were testing me and trying me out, but I was just blind and trying to be a good friend, that I just couldn't see it. I guess my trying to be that perfect friend has led that I didn't see those hints anymore. I don't know what to think about it anymore now if I look back to it. As you can see, this boy is now twisting it into him having fumbled when there was never anything to be fumbled in the first place. I just wanted you to trust me and feel proud of our friendship, but the opposite happened apparently, and you started to hate me for not a single reason. I still remember when we met again after a long time, on Rami's birthday, what you said to me. I asked you when we were going to hang out again, and you replied annoyed that I should stop asking, and said that it was creepy. No, you said, and I quote since your memory is so shit, I waited the whole year to see you again, and I said that was creepy, which it was. Do you want to know why I wanted to meet you so badly after summer vacation? It was because I wanted to buy your darn birthday cupcake that I promised to buy for you on your birthday in WhatsApp. Go scroll up in the conversation, you will see for yourself. And I wanted to show a nice gesture since it hasn't been easy for you as well in that year. I wouldn't eat anything you touched. I tried my best to be there for you too when you lost your best friend. He originally said her name here, which when I read it made my piss boil because he has no right. And I was glad that you took my advice on writing the story you had with your best friend. You not only did that, but made an amazing animation, filled with so much emotion too. It was truly beautiful in its way. I know I couldn't be there physically for you because of the quarantine, when even traveling to other countries was restricted, and I am sorry I couldn't be of some help in these tough times for you, but you were there with your friends and family in Germany, so I thought everything would turn out alright for you. Yeah, most of her complaints are about him trying to help her, so it's amazing that he thinks what he did wrong was leave her alone too much. But still, some things you wrote had me worried about you, and if you were doing alright mentally, so I wanted to cheer you up. I just wanted to give you something for your birthday, nothing more. The fucking quarantine, and then you had a shift of behavior towards me out of nowhere, and you just got more and more annoyed by me asking to meet up, and you probably had people whispering lies in your ear, asking if you loved me, or that I loved you. I did take your advice. It was one of the only good ideas you ever had. The animation I made right after I found out during an all-nighter because I couldn't sleep for obvious reasons that day. Go fuck yourself. Also, cheering me up? Like you tried to cheer me up after I told everyone what was going on? And sent me a link to an article about the accident with fucking pictures of a wrecked vehicle? I know you wanted to send it to me to say that a lot of accidents happened at that particular road section, but at that time it was really not the most fucking tactful thing you did, and the only reason I didn't blow up on you is because I was too fucking in shock and out of it to deal with your socially retarded ass. Also, and I am sorry if I sound like the Will Smith meme, but keep her name out of your fucking mouth. All creating stress. Erg. It's sad that you weren't strong enough to let those people talk thrash and not listen to them, so now we both lost a friend. No, my friends gave me strength. They gave me the strength to walk the fuck away. In the words of Megan, because it really fucking fits here, you Christian-ass motherfucker. I can't keep throwing away my pride little by little just to keep you satisfied, you know what I mean? There has to be an enough is enough at some point, and I cannot continue to disgrace myself by forgiving things that I never find forgivable in the first place. If you're not familiar, it was a very similar issue. 25-year-old 2006 Chris Chan wouldn't stop touching Megan, no matter how many times she asked. That troll Cleo was laughing at us and enjoying the spectacle. I saw it with my own eyes. That ugly bitch was the one responsible for everything. That demon was so afraid that we would be a couple that she ruined our friendship. You have probably already seen the letter I sent to almost the whole class, except for you, of course. Even though it was that disgusting stalker Cleo who manipulated you, make no mistake, I fully realized that you decided to believe those cursed lies, and it was you who never asked me anything. Instead, you were the one who pushed me out of your life for no reason, set the whole class against me, and it was you who falsely reported me twice. Anyway, you can read that letter in this link. We have already read it, of course. Hey, remember that part where the girls in his class sat around talking about how much his staring creeps them out, and some of them wouldn't wear skirts because of him? Yeah, sounds like he was pretty popular before all this, doesn't it? Creepy fucker. I also hate how he uses the word unfriend to mean someone stopped being his actual friend. Anyway, I think that's about all the time I have for you today. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you liked the video, please give it a like. If you have something to say, make sure you let me hear it in the comments. I'll be reading those while the video's new. And I can't possibly cover all the madness myself. If you're new here, consider subscribing for more of this series and more similar content. Big thanks also to my awesome patrons. I'll be shouting them out by name very soon here. I guess it's almost Valentine's Day, huh? Well, I'll see what I can scrounge up for the occasion. Have a great day, everyone, and beware the corrupted principal. Sounds like a Diablo 2 boss.